Hello, everybody. Lewis Karras with Tactical Response. I'm here with Evan Dixon from Radio Made Easy.
Yes, sir.
I just completed Evan's Zero to Hero class, and it was an amazing experience. I'm kind of blown away. Never really was into radios, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, in our contractor class, we use them somewhat.
Right.
But it's basically find these two channels,
Okay. Yeah.
and be able to switch back and forth. Maybe somebody on the team needs to be able to switch back and forth.
Right.
Like one dude.
The pro radio operator. That's
Yeah. And I really had low expectations of what I was going to be able to do
Me too.
at the end of 2 days. But man, I feel like I almost have a superpower of like...
You do, yeah.
Like, is it telekinesis? Is that what the superpower would be? Like, I can send my thoughts
Pretty
over...
close, yeah. I know James was famous for saying night vision's the only superpower you can buy, right? But this is pretty close to the same miracle.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, I mean, So, I wanted to thank you. I wanted to make this video, guys, because this is something that's so often overlooked amongst our people. And, like...
Taken for granted, at least. Yep.
Yeah. Like, same thing as a gun, guys. Like, you cannot buy one of these things, no matter which one you buy, right? Like, no matter how good it is, you're not going to be able to just take it out of the drawer when shit's going south and
Definitely
figure it
not.
out.
Yeah. Even me, like if it's a new radio that I've never used, I'm without the manual or an hour, I'm even in trouble, and I know dozens of them. Yeah. So yeah, that you're not gonna rise to the occasion.
So if you could, for the audience out there, just give them a quick rundown of kind of what we covered.
Okay.
This way they can know what to expect.
Yeah. So it's called Zero to Hero on purpose. So we expect you to show up with zero experience, zero knowledge, zero background. Now, if you have more than that, that's cool. But let's be honest, like most of us starting out on this, you know if you need the class or not, and chances are you know you do. And that's totally fine. There's no shame involved in that or condemnation for somebody that doesn't understand it. I struggled starting out, and everyone I've met has struggled, and that's why the class exists. So show up. You don't need to bring anything except a pen and good shoes to go outside in, and we provide the entire curriculum to you in a reference quality handout that you'll be able to refer back later, and then tons of equipment. I literally bring about $10,000 worth of equipment with me to do the class that you just get to use. So show up, hand it all to you, and we're going to go through basic theory. I do my best to teach the layman's version of radio theory. Yeah. And that's going to include, the physics of how radio waves work. It's going to include a little electrical, little off-grid power, antenna theory, propagation, that kind of stuff. We keep that to as minimal as we can to give you the basics to know what the heck you're doing, not irrelevant bragging rights kind of knowledge, more like this is functional knowledge that helps me solve real problems with my radio and understand what it's doing. A lot of radios are built really assuming you understand what a frequency is or what a wavelength is or what a tone in hertz is or something like that. So we go through all that, and then we get into practical implementation. So each context of radio, on-body or EDC radios, duty radios, vehicle radios, plate carrier setups, HF long range, mobile radios for medium range, and then near team communications, headsets, push-to-talks, all the wiring, all the antennas, and really the full gamut of implementations of the radios. So that's what you would learn, not just the theory, but the practice. And we do a bunch of cool scenarios. We had a great one today. You guys did awesome. It was fun, and you get to use the radios to solve real problems in life, and we have a good time. Everybody hung in there through the minutia and got to the fun part today and some yesterday, and I think people walked away empowered to use this stuff. I hope they go home and be the ambassador of radio to their crew is my hope. So you go take this and take it back to your fellow uninitiated folks.
I mean, we say the same thing like when we send people out from fighting pistol.
Absolutely, same idea.
Like, we're not going to get all your friends.
No.
We're not. And when you get home, you're going to be the radio expert.
Yep.
Like, you are going to be that guy for your crew, so you
Yep.
need to pass this stuff on.
Yep.
Maybe you can light a little spark in someone else that gets them to get the class after you've gotten it.
And you might have that little nugget to how to explain something in a way that I've worked on for 4 years to figure out how do I explain that. You can take that and have the cheat code to make the light bulb turn on, and that could save you hours of frustration or them. So there's a lot of little stuff like that.
And so you said some words in there as you were describing what we did, like physics.
Yep.
And like that may scare some, right? But the way you approached it was very, again, kind of similar to how we do things in classes, like crawl, walk, run.
Yep.
And so that's
the best way to learn most things.
That beginning, that beginning crawling part is what was like really the biggest missing link for me in,
Absolutely. It's pretty much just
like trying to learn
to already be there with most of this stuff.
Like a lot of the ham nerds on the YouTube, they have a video titled "Where to Start," right?
And it's 10 steps before where we started.
Yeah,
after where we started.
It's like immediately they're talking about digital encryption and this stuff and like stuff that we can't even really use, right? Or is not very applicable.
Not accessible to us, at least.
Yeah. So
you gotta crawl first, no doubt.
Yeah, you definitely helped us out with that, and I can't wait to take advanced zero.
I think we might
hero to superhero.
Yeah, maybe that'd
something
be cool. Like Robin to Batman and something. We'll see. I think it's gonna be tactical radio operator. We'll do almost purely scenario based, like just really get out in the field and use it the whole time instead of half the time. But you gotta have these fundamentals. I think people walk away understanding that after they take this class, but they wish we could just do scenarios the whole time.
Yeah.
But you got to have this underpinning foundation. So it's great to see that people are willing to do that.
People want to come out and shoot steel and shoot on the move.
Yeah.
Like, we've got to make sure you
can
know.
Hit it 5 yards maybe first.
Yeah, fundamentals of marksmanship, right? Let's get that ironed out because it carries through as you become your hero.
And I also share the mindset that we teach or that you guys teach here, and I don't think you're going to find that elsewhere with radio guys. Not commonly.
Yep. So if you are one of our people, like
this is the radio
you
class
should
for
have
you.
this class.
Right.
Like I told an alumni earlier on the phone, it was on the lunch break, I was like, I might say like trifecta and then this class.
Really?
In terms of being like effective member of a team.
Well, yeah.
Like it's up there. Like this was a life changer class for me.
Oh, that's a high compliment. Thank you.
I really appreciate it. I'm gonna get out of the way and let one of the other students who is in class hop up here, give their opinion.
Cool.
So
I'm ready for it.
Let me hide it out this way, and I'll send him up.
All right. Well, we got the two best students here first. That's great. Who wants to start then? Give some feedback.
Puzzle. After a while of researching different radios, the bell things, repeaters and everything else, it was like having a bunch of puzzle pieces without knowing what the picture looks like or how
Yeah.
they fit together.
That's a good way of putting it.
And now I've realized there's some puzzle pieces I didn't even daggone need.
Yeah, you
and
got
what the
extras
picture-
all over the table.
And what the picture looks like.
Yeah.
So now it's everything just makes more sense. After watching all the YouTube videos, you just have little bits that you don't know how to put together. This put
Sure.
everything together magnificently.
That's good. What was your starting point coming into the class? I already know, but
GMRS I was experienced with. The Belfings, I had an idea of how they worked.
you had a few.
Some that I didn't need
Yeah.
that were overpriced.
Yeah.
And I'd say an entry beginner.
Sure.
And then with just YouTube University understanding.
Yeah. So you aren't starting totally from scratch, but maybe what percentage would you say you were at now that you know what you didn't know?
After taking the class, 10%, maybe 15 at tops, just
Okay.
because I knew the difference between two antennas.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not trying to flatter you, but you knew a lot of the answers the first few hours of the day. It was stuff you were familiar with, but then pretty quickly reached an elevation beyond your height, which is exactly what we were hoping for, right? I want everybody to learn something. So, all right, and anything else?
No.
What are you gonna do from here? Any plans to, not classes, but like radio wise? What's your takeaway?
The repeater that we were talking about, that system,
Yep.
basically setting up a mobile repeater that can be in my vehicle, that I can take wherever I am.
Yeah.
Set it up with internet capabilities so I can actually be able to talk to anyone anywhere.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for the feedback. That's Tony, by the way. Dane, how about you?
0 to hero, and really 0 is where I started. We have several friends throughout the other classes and throughout the other alumni that have great experience with this, and they attempted to explain it, and I've attempted to look online to see, and it really is, there is a barrier from picking one of these up in your hand to actually making it function. And for some reason,
There's a big gap there for a
I
lot of us.
could not find
Yep.
the instruction I needed to get there. This will get you there. And it's really important to know that these aren't exactly CB radios that some of us grew up with. These are quite a bit more technical. I can see where this is going to be very beneficial to a lot of people. So let's say you've got a group of your circle and you want to stay in touch and you want to do more with possibly less of what the world gives us, i.e. your cell phone can be turned off at any time, whether you want to admit it or not.
Or there's no signal.
You can go out of range.
Sure.
You can do numerous things.
Yep.
With these, you solve a lot of those problems. You could have a base station. You could have a station in your vehicle.
Yep.
And you can stay in touch with numerous people. I don't know that I'll be able to, by myself, let's say, talk to someone states and states away, but I feel like I understand how to get there now.
Yeah, you can see the road. You just gotta go down it. Yep.
So,
Yeah, you guys, you actually solved a problem on the fly today in one of the scenarios. So we did a convoy with 2 mobile rigs, and one of the mobile rigs went down, bad battery connection.
Yeah.
So on the fly, based on all the minutia of what we'd been learning, you guys adapted and overcame, figured out how to make it work with what you had, and that was super impressive. I think a testament to your paying attention and soaking in what was being said. It was drinking from the fire hose a little bit, so that was encouraging. And I think you're gonna walk away, at least like we sat last night while you guys did homework, right?
Yeah.
And everyone was we happened to be around the table, or I happened to be there while I just listened to you guys try to figure it out for about 30 minutes, which was so helpful to me because I'm kind of pressure testing the curriculum these first few times, and it was amazing to easily identify where the steps broke down. I know you keep telling me you don't think it's wrong, but it can be slightly tweaked to be more clear. But that alone, just being able to manually program a repeater without chirp, you're like a rock star.
That's a lot.
Just to be able to do that. So,
but it is nice to have that understanding.
And you can do it now. Like we all sat and did it together, and as a class on the same equipment, and that was awesome. Anything you're gonna do differently from here with radio stuff, or how you're gonna put it into life?
I want to be able to effectively have a setup at home.
Okay.
So that I can, again, have my circle all either with a radio somewhere in their reach or an understanding of, hey, we need to have a conversation about you not only need so many of these other things that we say, but you need to have this in your arsenal.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yeah, but
Thanks
thank
for
you.
being here. All right, we got another one. Snuck off on me.
So, I'm Sam. When I took the Small Unit Tactics class a couple years ago, I'd had the experience of being a machine gunner in the Marines, but I'd also seen what our radio operator had to go through messing with crypto and all that stuff, so I was kind of like allergic to touching radios. So I took SUT, we got back to pushing the button and talking, and that was cool, but we didn't really get into any of the how. So I went home looking for the how on the internet, and that was like not the place to look. Getting into a bunch of the super technical ham stuff that I'm just not built for.
Yeah.
And in the last year or so,
engineer? You're built for it. Just didn't have the right teacher.
wrong kind of engineer. In the last year or so, living out in the country, we've had a few power outages, and I'm far enough out that my phone doesn't work if I don't have Wi-Fi. Plus a few natural disasters
That's
I've
a
been...
super common issue.
Yeah, a few natural disasters I've been close to. Haven't really had much of a way to talk to anybody, even though like my sister's just a couple miles down the road. I can't get a hold of anybody. So Justin, what I picked up from here, it shouldn't be too hard for me to go back home to the middle of nowhere and have at least a little bit of communication into
No doubt.
the larger town near me. So if something does go sideways when the power's out, there's been a lot of thieving where I live. If we get power outages and thieving at the same time, probably be nice if I could talk to somebody.
Yeah. Got any thieves over there or over there? Yeah.
We got them around.
Right. Yeah, and you, we kind of proved that out a little bit today, right? Like the mileage you're talking about, we did it today.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yep.
you kind of answered my question, what you want to do when you get home. But I think, you probably have a public service announcement too, right?
Oh yeah, drink fucking water.
Yeah, we're lucky to have Sam here. He didn't drink water for like 4 months and tried to die on us.
It was longer than 4 months, but
Longer? Oh, good Lord.
yeah.
Well, but yeah, you're totally right. I think the thing I also try to emphasize in class that you reminded me of is like practical everyday use without guns involved and without the end of the world involved. Like just, hey, I live somewhere where if my Wi-Fi is out, I have nothing. I don't have to resort to caveman comms. I can do other things.
I mean, I can communicate with rocks well enough, but
Right.
I can only say a couple of things with them.
Right. So I think that is a benefit we overlook. We're kind of handicapped. So it sounds like you are realizing that, or you already realized it, but now you got some keys to solve the problem.
Yep.
That's awesome. Thanks for being here.
So, Evan, could you tell them how to find more out about when they can take the next class or where it'll be offered?
So if it's offered here, it will be on the Tactical Response site, but you'll register at radiomadeeasy.com. That's where you can buy packages from me that come pre-programmed. That's where you can sign up for classes, sign up for a consultation, let me help you solve problems. Radiomadeeasy.com. I think we've got a few dates in the pipeline, but officially that's where they'll be.
Yep.
If you're alumni, make sure you check the alumni page for some special sweet deals on that.
Yep. And you may want to book a little extra time right after alumni weekend to stay in Camden for a couple days.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. And I think I kind of learned with this class what my ceiling is for class size for the time being. So not to be like pressuring anyone, but I think if it's important to you, you're already gonna be here. Either sign up or at least let me know you're going to sign up so I can gauge if I want to keep registration open, because we had a big class.
Yeah.
And there's a lot to talk about. I want to be able to answer questions. And we ran right up to the buzzer on class. So let's try to keep it about that size, I think. But unless I can find one of you guys to co-instruct with me or something. So
Yeah.
But I think that would be fun.
Yeah, we weren't an easy class for you. We had a lot of questions.
Well, yeah, but that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Like, if there's not questions, I feel like I've made a mistake. So there's at least, I would say, 10 to 20% of the class is open for kind of spontaneous where we go, but we ran right up to that 20% line. So that's awesome. But I'm fine with that. So let's keep it around that number, but I'm glad to come back as much as we need to. I want to equip all you guys.
So if you see it on the schedule, you're thinking about it, book it, get it done, because
I've even started layaway on my site just to make it easy. So,
dude, that's awesome.
Buy a $25 layaway to hold your spot.
Yeah, like that is a class that 100% should be sold out.
Oh, it will be. Yeah.
Like, there's no question. Like, it's in advance. Like, you guys need this stuff. Like, I need more of it.
I was a little bummed that there were like at least as many people that wanted to be here, but it was the wrong time for them. So I'm like, thank God they couldn't make it. So I'm sure all of them will be trying to get into the next one. But I think it'll be fun, and we'll have it a couple times a year as much as we need to.
Very cool. Again, guys, this class is, I don't really know what I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be informative because you're a smart dude. But I got so much more out of it than I thought. I didn't know what I didn't know, and I have a hunger to learn more about it now. Like, this is a very similar feeling that I had leaving Fighting Pistol for the first time.
That's how I felt.
So, like, if you've had Fighting Pistol and you left with that sort of feeling, like, I need more of this, like, because it's important, like, you will get that from taking
a new
Evan's
subject
class.
matter.
Yeah, this was amazing. Evan, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
all right.
Of course. And you guys remember, your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends.